Hello, wonderful kindergarten families. Welcome to our 2019-2020 virtual open house. I'm going to share with you some important information about our school year and your child's education for this year. So a little bit about me. It was so nice to meet most of you during Meet the Teacher Day. I'm happily married with one sweet girl in second grade here at Wiregrass Elementary School. I've been teaching kindergarten for 3 years. I was previously a school counselor and have a master's degree in school counseling and educational leadership, but I have truly found my calling teaching kindergarten. One of my favorite moments as a teacher is children's faces when they accomplish something that was really hard to achieve. I just love that they put in all that effort, and then once they really get the hang of it, they just become so proud of themselves. Something for you to know about me is that I truly adore all of your kids already. They each have their own personalities, and I'm really enjoying building relationships with them and getting to know them. So here's our schedule, with you should be pretty familiar with now. I just want to tell you a little bit about the details of our school day. So when the kids come in, they sit down and start a little bit of morning work. Then we do our silent reading time, and then we sit down to the rug to say good morning. We have a little good morning song. Then we get started on our foundational skills. So that's where we practice some of our phonics and our basics of learning how to read. Then we move on to our English language arts, which includes reading out of our Ready Gen text, which is our English language arts curriculum, and doing some writing. Then we move on to lunch. After that is about 20 minutes of recess. After we come back from recess, we have math, which is Eureka. And that's a really great curriculum that I adore because it's very structured throughout the year and makes sure that they come back and revisit some of the concepts over and over again. After that is specials, and you can see our specials rotation on the right hand side, which as you know, I have it posted in our planner so that each day you know what specials to prepare your child for that day. After we get back from specials, we have a quick snack since we have such an early lunch. After that is science, and then acceleration time, which will be your child's opportunity to work on their specific level. Last year it was just reading. However, this year we're going to dive a little bit into math during that time as well. So whatever your child is at, that's where we get to meet them at that spot. Maybe they need a little bit of extra support and we can help them there. Maybe they need some enrichment and we can get them on that level as well. And after that is the end of our day for dismissal. So this is just our classroom rules, which you might expect in most classrooms. The first is to listen when someone is talking, not just the teacher, but also our classmates, making sure we're being kind and respectful to our classmates and not interrupting each other. Following directions the first time that they're given is very important so that we're not all repeating ourselves throughout the day over and over. We have lots of important things to share and important learning, so it's important that we follow directions the first time. Treat everyone with kindness and respect. This is one of the most important to me because I think it's one of the most important skills that children learn in their life, or people learn in their life, is to be kind to each other. So it's really important in my classroom that the kids encourage each other and help each other and are kind. The fourth rule is taking care of our school and our classroom. That just includes, using our school supplies the right way, being respectful of our books, keeping our classroom clean and organized, and that's throughout the whole school. In the lunchroom, picking up our trash, leaving the bathroom clean, just taking care of our stuff and the school. And the last thing is that it's okay to make mistakes. So the kids are going to learn so much this year, and one of the most important things I want to teach them is that learning is all about making mistakes and overcoming them. And the more that they practice, the better that they'll get at things, but we don't learn without practicing, and sometimes that comes with mistakes. So here's my contact info, which you guys do already have. If you have not signed up for Remind yet, I please ask that you do that. All you have to do is send a text message to the phone number 81010, and in the message just type in @Johansen K. And I've sent a few reminders through there, and I will throughout the school year. So our normal communication is through weekly update emails. where I'll send you kind of important dates and what's going on in our classroom, what learning goals we have that week. Also, Remind, as I mentioned, is going to be an important tool this year. We also have our Facebook account, which I've already posted quite a few pictures on there. If you haven't been able to join yet, please find our group on Facebook so that you can follow along with our pictures. I try to post at least once a week to share what's going on and the fun things that we're doing in the classroom. Also, Wiregrass Elementary School and Wiregrass Elementary School PTA also has a Facebook, and they share lots of important stuff as well if you can follow them. So, some helpful websites. If you have not found your child's MyPasco Connect account, please do that. All the information is in a sheet protector in their binder. And MyPasco Connect is Pasco County's virtual dashboard, really for all these important applications that they will use and they'll continue to use over the next 12 years of their education. So one of those is Bookshelf, which you'll see. I recommend that they practice reading on Bookshelf because there's lots of books on there on their reading level. You can click through yellow books, green books, whatever level they're on for reading. You can find books at their level and practice reading those. The other one that you'll find on there is Zern, and I also put that login information in their binder. So Zern is aligned to our Eureka math curriculum, and the practice that they get on there is actually pretty fun. You'll probably find, hopefully, that they enjoy playing the little games and watching the videos on there, and it'll help give them that additional math practice. So my parent portal is actually separate from MyPasco Connect. MyPasco Connect is your student's dashboard. My parent portal is the parent's dashboard per se, or login. And that's where you can go to My Student and find your child's grades. You can also go through there to pay fees, pay for field trips, that type of thing. So you guys are familiar with our planner page by now, but I just wanted to highlight a few important things. So students are coloring their bowl at the end of the day to show how they did that day. And just as a reminder, they can move their clip up and down for a number of different things. For the most part this school year, it's mostly just been, chatting and following, directions, that type of thing. So they can move their clip up and down for, if they participate, they can move their clip up. Maybe if they're not following directions, they move their clip down, that type of thing. So at the end of the day, they color their bowl, and that's how you know how they did that day. And I just suggest that you have those conversations with them about maybe why they received the color or earned the color that they did. And if they want to do better, or if they're doing a great job, to tell them how proud you are, that type of thing. As you know, our specials are always listed for each day on our planner page. On the bottom, I would like to point out the sections for their reading goal. So at least every other week, I will be meeting with your child to assess their reading level and also conference with them to give them a new reading goal. So their reading goal will be written down there, and that is that practice that you're going to be wanting to do every night with them in order to improve their reading and go on to the next reading level. The Wiregrass Way is Wiregrass Elementary's positive behavior system. We have 4 core areas. It's pursuing safety, valuing people, focusing on learning, and chasing goals. And students can earn points anytime that they make any of these good choices. And there's all sorts of rewards throughout the school year that they can receive for earning points in these 4 Wiregrass Way areas from making good choices. So to start off a little bit about our curriculum, we have ERLA. I'm sure you have seen the skills cards in the binders already from the past week or 2 that I put in there. So that kind of helps guide you on your child's reading level. As they move up, I'll change out those cards for the newer cards so that you can get their updated skills card level. I just wanted to point out a lot of students started the school year on 1 to 3 yellow, and what they're doing mostly is they're practicing repeating the sentence pattern. They're pointing to each word as they read it, so you can see from this example here, I see a coat. They're going to make sure that they point to each word as they're saying it. I see a coat. The other thing that they're going to do next after they're good at pointing is they're going to be saying that initial sound. So maybe they looked at that picture and thought it was a jacket. So maybe they would say, I see a jacket. but that's not the right word. So what we want them to do is to start recognizing that first letter sound and see that that's a C and not a J. So they would say, I see a k, 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 and then match that to the picture. Oh, it's a coat, not a jacket. I see a coat. And then so on from there. Once they get to 1G skills cards, 2G, those are mostly working on sight words. And once they get a little past 2G, they start working on comprehension as they get into those more difficult words, making sure they're really understanding what they're reading. So I just wanted to share with you some of our learning goals through each of our subject areas for the end of the school year. Feel free to pause on any of these and take a look at what our learning goals are for the end of the school year. This isn't expected of them within the next week or two, but these are things that we're going to be working on throughout the year. As you can see, we have pretty ambitious goals on what we would like to help them achieve by the end of the year, and the skills and strategies and knowledge that we'd like to have them move forward into first grade with. So this is language arts. You can see here in writing, and like I said, feel free to pause as you take a look through these. We have different types of writing that they'll do throughout the school year. So sometimes they'll be writing an opinion, sometimes they'll be writing a narrative. Some of the strategies, though, across the different types of writing is that they're spelling words phonetically, so they're sounding the words out. They're using the proper capitalization and punctuation. By the end of the year, they should be writing about 3 to 5 sentences on topic, adding details to their writing, that sort of thing. In math, by the end of the year, they will be able to add and subtract to 20, count on from any given number, count to 100 by ones and tens. They'll use ordinals or know their shapes. We sometimes call them flat shapes versus solid shapes, which is just your 2D and 3D shapes. So those are some of the things that we'll be working towards for the end of the school year. Here are some of our goals for science. We've already started working on the 5 senses. And none of these lists are comprehensive per se, so there's definitely more than this that we're working on, but this is just a few of the main areas that we'll be working on in each subject area that I wanted to give you an idea of. And here's our social studies. We have a unit on our community and neighborhood, unit on landforms, cultures, different things like that throughout the school year. So all about homework, we've touched on this already as well in the introductory welcome newsletter. For the most part, the only thing that's required is just 20 minutes of daily reading, working on their reading goal, which we've already discussed. That might be power words. That might be working on comprehension of understanding what the book is about. It might just be practicing pointing to the words, whatever their reading goal is. You can share that time between working on their reading goal and also you reading to them or them just reading for fun to you. You also have that optional math packet, which you have seen already. They can return that for a sticker and a dojo point, which goes towards chasing goals in the Wiregrass Way. And they also have Zern. If you haven't had a chance to log into Zern, I highly recommend that. I mentioned it earlier. It's a great game for them to add additional math practice. So we have a few field trips this year. We have Harvest Moon and Zoo Tampa. Those are both in the first semester, and then Glazer's Children's Museum and Jack Hartman will be in the spring. And we will let you know as soon as we have the dates for those and send out all of the permission slips and information. So all about volunteering. Definitely always looking for classroom volunteers, field trip chaperones. If you can fill out the volunteer application now, that helps so that when you're ready to volunteer, you're already approved and we can just get you in and chaperoning or whatever you would like to do to help out. As you know, all absences should be reported through the Wiregrass Elementary School website. And then that's it, guys. If you would like to request a parent-teacher conference one-on-one, I'm always happy to do that. You can send me an email and we can get something set up Monday through Friday at 8:45 a.m. If you're not available in the morning and you would prefer the afternoon, just send me an email and we can figure out a date in the afternoon in order to have an afternoon conference. If you just have a quick question, then feel free to email me. And I think that's it. I am so excited about this school year with your sweet kiddos. I'm looking forward to the partnership that we will share in their education and all the growth that we're going to see this year and how much fun we're going to have. So thanks so much. Have a great night. Bye.